See, mic check, mic check. Want to make sure it's coming in good. What's up, yo? See, mic check, mic. Yeah, it's coming in good. All right. What is going on, guys? How you guys doing? Oh, jeez. That's awful. Sorry, I kind of got to set this back up. Good, relaxing. It's my favorite day of the year tomorrow. So who, I know there's only 14 you guys in here, but do you guys, have you guys heard the rumor buying AMC is hurting? I felt like talking about that specifically, to be honest with you guys. You guys haven't? Yeah, I don't want to say exactly who said it, just because, but that's surprising. I feel like all the comments on the videos today that I'm trying to figure out how to get to dark mode, but all the some of the most liked comments today on the videos were people talking about that. Very interesting. Apparently, I guess since you guys haven't heard it, the rumor is that the more we buy, the more basically diluting happens with the shares because we're buying essentially fake shares, synthetic shares. That's just the rumor. I don't know. Somebody, when you guys get in here, hopefully. I'm surprised none of you guys actually know. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out dark mode. There we go. It's been so long since I had to do that. That looks better. Okay. So I want to talk about title mean. Yeah, see, I figured a lot more people actually knew what I was talking about. But I guess the rumor is that the more we buy AMC, the more diluted it becomes because we're buying synthetic shares. That's the running rumor. I have time to read the comments. Yeah, like some of the comments on some of the videos. Just take a look at some of these. I see one that had like 12 likes. I'm like, geez, 14 likes right here. I'm not trying to call anybody out or anything, but it's just not good. What's up? What's up, Edward Morgan? My guy. Feel it in my nuggets. December 15th. Yeah, I think December to January is going to be really good because it's really common sense at this point, right? A lot of people, they're discouraged about the volume, what's going on, but this is the best time, in my personal opinion, to be buying AMC because if you think about it, right? Think about it like this. You have a set amount of shares. We all know, I've done calculations. I've calculated there's about 40 million shares that are unaccounted for, that are extra out there. Who knows the actual number, right? It could be whatever. Could be higher, could be right on. That's not the point. What's there? 513 million shares that are supposed to be legally outstanding. Well, when you think about the volume in here and all the hype that AMC had for so long, everybody talks about their buying and holding, but hear me out. Say 90% of people, 80% of people back here during this hype were actually buying and holding. Say 10 to 20%, whatever the number is. I'm just making up random numbers here. We're just trading the stock because a lot of people, that's what they were doing. This was simply a trade for them. Now that there is no hype in this stock, there is literally zero hype. The stock moves up 0.5% on any given day. Literally 0.5%. If you get a 1% move to the upside or even to the downside, that's a pretty normal day at the current moment. 20, 30, 40 million for volume. 40 million for volume is really high, but if you think about that, we've slowly been getting all of those traders out of the stock. So if you guys watch these videos, I would guarantee, I would put all of my money on it that you guys are buying and holding. I doubt you guys are trading this because there's other stocks that are running 100% in any given day, right? 1% with AMC, that's nothing. We did move up 0.5% in after hours, so that's good. I'm just seeing this. I actually work my other job, but take a look. So I don't know if I want to get into the theory right now. I'm going to make a video about it probably tomorrow morning just because it's gotten a lot of traction and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Who in here that is watching has heard this? If I'm just talking to a couple people, then I don't want to go too far into it. But it's something that needs to be talked about for sure. I need to log back into my Weeble, but I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, well, MOASS, that's a broad term, right? So if Xena, go. If you're talking about just a big price increase, that could happen any day. Any day. That's a fact. We're waiting on that right now. Because with the volume, you guys got to think about it, right? If you have 1-to-1 ratio of buyers to sellers, then in theory, the stock shouldn't move to the upside or the downside too much. But that's not how it works. It's along the lines of what people are willing to sell the stock for and what people are willing to buy the stock for. If there's a lot of people that want to get out of a stock instantly or vice versa, that wants to buy into a stock, even if there's, say, 3 times more sellers than buyers, if those buyers are willing to pay more than those sellers are willing to essentially hold on to their shares or not want to get out faster, then you can see those big moves. And that's what we're seeing right now. I think it's probably closer to a 1-to-1 ratio right now. But yeah, once you see that volume come into the stock, the people that are holding AMC are holding AMC. And that's just a fact. I mean, if you're in AMC, it's not because you're day trading. My daughter's over there, so if you guys hear, that's what it is. Yeah, talked about this last night. You heard, yeah. So a couple of you guys have actually heard this. You thinking we were getting NFT news tomorrow? I mean, I think we've kind of been in a quiet period for a while. It sounds like we're gonna get some news. I'm not exactly sure about an NFT. But our self-develop, yeah, oh yeah, I mean, 100%. It's the volume, right? We had, what was the volume for today? 18.2 million. This is the lowest volume that we have seen since, maybe I miss a candle in here, but I believe back here, there was a 15 million volume day, I believe. Yeah, 15 million, 15.6 million. This is, I should say, the second lowest volume that we have seen since May 5th. What happened 1 month later? You get that volume that comes into the stock. And the only reason why AMC didn't continue to rally, and I think it took a lot of people, being in this stock for a while, even myself, because I've never been a part of a buy and hold stock like this. I make long-term investments. I buy and hold those for 10, 15, 20 years, right? But this is something a little bit different. And that's why I'm so drawn to this trade. That's why you couldn't convince me. You guys couldn't pay me to sell my shares, is because it's coming. People are holding on to their shares. And I kind of got off track there. I don't even Remember, yeah, get ready for the MOASS. Yeah, once the volume comes into the stock, that's where you're going to see the price action, just like we've seen in January and in June. And for this rumor to have gotten so much traction so fast about you shouldn't buy AMC because it's hurting the squeeze, that just doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me, because I'm going to put this all into a video. No, not buying. I mean, I watched those videos. I know the full rumor, how it's set out to be, and there's no facts, right? We all can speculate about, this and that, and I do believe there's a lot of problems. I believe there's more shares outstanding. My biggest issue, and I think is what didn't get explained good enough, is that there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it, guys. I apologize for my daughter too. But when you're talking about the market makers, right? They provide liquidity, whether it's to the buy side, whether it's to the sell side, in mostly the options market. They do also, it says right here, provide the market with liquidity and depth while profiting from the difference in the bid-ask spread. So the way it works, you guys can think about it like this. If there was 200,000 option contracts on a stock that had 10 million shares or something along those lines, if it logically, mathematically couldn't make sense to have all those options, that's where the market makers come in and take the back end. That's why you can always go into a stock and buy an option on it. It's because the market makers, they take the back end. And sometimes in doing that, if there's not enough shares available, which this happens all the time, is you get failure to delivers. Now, failure to delivers, they can happen from naked shorting. Obviously, GameStop, that's a great example. There was wildly just naked shorting going on everywhere. A lot of people were in on that. Same thing with AMC the first time around. Now, when you're talking about buying the stock right now, there's the shares have been settled. There's a T plus 35. So that means that any option market makers to close out previously exempted fail positions by purchasing securities within 35 settlement days of the effective day of the amendment. Now, we have seen these failure to delivers come and go, right? The 35 days, that has been up. There is shares that are available to be bought. When you're buying these shares, they're not all going to be synthetics, right? There could be truth to that to a certain extent, and I think it was the truth back here when you seen these wild moves, because there were so many options, there wasn't shares available, you were buying synthetic shares. In theory, it should have all went back to normal. And there's a lot to go over with this. There's like 10 different things that I want to touch on, but yeah, there's that's what it really comes down to. It's all just speculation, right? We know the facts. To say that, back here makes a lot of sense. But if we just literally, what I'm trying to say is we are just holding the stock. There's not a lot of buyers. There's not a lot of sellers. There's the average people like you and me that buy whenever you can, whenever you get paid, whatever the case is. But you're not seeing just, tons of buyers. You're not seeing tons of sellers. So to say there's not shares available, like I said, it goes pretty deep into, the whole concept we're going to get into in the video. Probably at, 10 o'clock Eastern time, that'll probably be available. But something else you guys can also do, if you are somebody that is worried about this, maybe you don't believe it, but you still think it could be possible, right? Because when it comes down to it, we don't know what happens behind the scenes. We know the rules, we know the laws, but it doesn't always make sense with the data that we get provided. You guys can actually go into your whatever brokerage account you use. You can put on a limit order sell that's good for 90 days, right? I don't ever do this. I'm actually going to be doing this because I just, thought about this, but You can do that, and in theory, if you have a order to sell your shares already at a much higher price, let me put that in there, much higher price, put it at $200, something it'll never get to in a day, right? And you do that, and in theory, the brokers can't lend out your shares because you have a sell order against them, so they have to be readily available. That's just a theory. There's really no exact proof to that. Green after hours. Oh, you rock, bro. Thank you. You don't have to do that, but appreciate you. Yeah, I took notes on the whole thing, and just kind of want to give my thoughts about it, because it's really something that's, getting under my skin. Because think about it, guys. Like, this is very, very logical. There is 50,000 plus, I believe Ortex has 50,000 different stocks you can look up short interest on. So there's probably more than that, right? I don't know the exact number of stocks that are out there. 50,000, that's what Ortex says. If you wanted to make money manipulating a stock, you can do that on any other stock. I would guarantee you guys that there is a team at the SEC, at least a couple people, that look into every single, all moves from market makers, brokers, NSCC, DTCC, that is involved with AMC, GameStop, these other meme stocks. Because they're, as much as we hate the SEC, their main job is to provide stability to the marketplace. And their main job on top of that, their big job, is to keep the markets credible. If we keep disproving everything they've said, that, hey, all of this is going on, you guys aren't doing anything, eventually that will come to fruition. It'll be a year, 2, 3 years, however long it takes. It takes a long time for these kind of things. And then eventually other, big time investors will feel a little less confident in the market, like how it used to be before technology. People would hear things and they didn't want to invest in the markets as much. Now everybody buys the dip, so it's a little bit different now, granted, but yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of different angles. Nobody is 100% right or wrong. It's really just speculation on both sides. I want to rely more on, the facts and what we can prove. And, with the whole rumor, like I said, if you guys are new, just hopping on, then that whole rumor makes a lot of sense back here. When there was a lot of madness going on, there was a lot of failure to delivers, market makers, they had to take the back end of options, step in and make sure there were shares available. Basically give you the IOUs. Right, that's what happened, because if you have options, you exercise those options, you need to get your shares. That's pretty much self-explanatory. That's how it works. So a lot of that was happening. We were buying synthetic shares, but after everything that's going on, to think that they have not been returned doesn't make a lot of sense. And also at the same time, like I was saying, there was a lot of traders in the stock. Those traders have since sold out. What happened to all of those legal shares? They probably went to the rightful owners. It takes time, but we can see. Let's see if I can easily pull up the Ortex data. It's going to make me sign in. It's okay. And I love Ortex's new update too. I have not got a chance to actually. Oh no, it's not on here like that, but that's all right. I gotta try the new Ortex. No Weeble, no Robin Hood. I feel you, dude. I feel you. What? See, there's a lot of cool things over here. I gotta check that out. It just updated, but we see failure to delivers. All of this back here, this is due to options. I mean, no, stop me right there. This is due to options and naked shorting. But you're not going to be fraudulently naked shorting. Market makers, they can naked short, but you're not going to be fraudulently naked shorting AMC when you have people at the SEC looking into you. That's what it really comes down to. That's like the whole bombshell. There's 50,000, Ortex says search 50,000 plus stocks. If you wanted to get away with lining your pockets, manipulating just anything, right? You would do that with OTC stocks. That happens all the time. You would do that with other stocks, not the number one stock that the SEC has talked about, GameStop. Look at the GameStop report. AMC was mentioned in that. Doesn't make a lot of sense. We're on this edge right now that I don't think it would make a huge difference either way if people stopped buying AMC, because people will still buy AMC. Don't matter how big, oh shoot, yeah. I mean, I am not here to say that I am true, anybody else is wrong. That's not what I'm here for. I think there's credibility to both sides. I think a lot of it is, like I said, not provable. And I like to go off of what I can prove and then give a margin of error. Like I said, I think there is more shares outstanding. From my own calculations, I've calculated, I believe this was like 3 months ago, but around 40 million shares that are being unaccounted for. There's like 550 some million shares that are really outstanding. If 80% of apes hold, well, 80% of the free float is held by apes, institutional investors held like 10, and then the short interest or whatever else was a part of that calculation, there is some shares I do think to a certain extent it does make sense, but not by and large. Not buying the stock. And you guys could do whatever you want. Buy the stock, sell the stock, hold it. I know what I'm going to do. If there was any time to sell the stock, it would have been a while ago. It would have been a while ago, because it's the volume that does it. Like, take a look at this. There's another stock that I traded. Longeveron. This is probably one that you guys have probably seen, right? Maybe you haven't, maybe you have. It's a biotech. Let's see. Pull this out. You guys can see what happens. Super low volume. Look at this stock. It was trading at $3. Super low volume. Hundreds of thousands of shares. Less than 100,000 shares. Boom. First volume day. 278 million. This thing shot up, went crazy, and just continues to go crazy. This thing went from $3 to $42 based off of the volume. And that's really the key here. The size of the float, that matters too. But at this point, you have buy and holders, hodlers that are holding onto the stock that is constricting that float. So it works the same way as just having a low float in general. But yeah, people will keep buying the stock. I mean, I don't care what rumor happens. What I really don't want to see at this current moment is to see a 10-15% down day with 100 million in volume, 200 million in volume. That is where it's not going to be good. Now, that could go to the downside or to the upside. Like, these small moves really don't matter. Like, what was the volume here? Just for shits and giggles. What was the volume here in the after hours? Is this AMC, right? Yeah. It's coming up 146,000 for volume. I don't know how. Yeah, that looks to be pretty accurate. 146,000 for volume, and we moved up 0.5%. That wouldn't even touch this stock in after hours a couple months ago. So you guys can see just how much it's going to be a roller coaster, up and down. But with tax loss harvesting, the Santa Claus rally, that's what is really, really exciting. And if you guys, volume is pointless, it's all on dark pool. Yeah, and that's the thing. The SEC has access to dark pool. So I think there is definitely a lot of fraudulent behavior going on. But I think it's a lot more tame now than it was, if that makes sense. Because, I mean, if that was the case, you could do whatever you wanted with the stock. And it really comes down to AMC's not the stock you want to get caught up in. You're talking about prison time. You think Ken Griffin, what's he worth? Like some billions, like billions and billions, tens of billions of dollars. Some rich people are weird, right? But not like Martha Stewart gonna go do all this if you got $50 billion, a random number, right? it doesn't make sense to target AMC in that sense, because you could get out of your short positions. Melvin Capital lost 49%. These guys probably on average down, if you got in at 20%, might be down 100%, but you have portfolios that are billions of dollars. They could easily get out of their positions. They don't want to. It's more of an ego statement right now. That's what is going on. And I think a lot of hedge funds, institutions, they realize what I'm saying, right? This low volume, you're seeing these trends playing out. Even though we aren't going straight to the moon, it's not what you want to see. We have been trending to the upside, as you see from the 200-day moving average. It's just continuously going up, which it's going to, because obviously 200 days is over half a year, and we've been up well over that, for the last whole year basically. But it's just one of those situations. I don't want that rumor to just start going crazy. Yeah, you need volume coming in for a squeeze. And like I said, normally, I think that's something important to highlight. If you have a stock like Longeveron, that stock that I just showed you guys, this whole stock has 3 million shares. So once you start to get crazy high volume, you're getting a lot of traders that are willing to bid the stock up. And there's a low supply, not even considering the short interest was crazy high. Now, AMC, take it for what it is. 513 million shares that are outstanding last time I checked. And if we have really weeded out the traders here, then you're looking at 80% of people or more that are holding onto the stock, because we had 80% of retail investors. These were people at the same time that were trading the stock. That's a big difference that people don't understand, is there is no reason to trade AMC. No reason to. Just like these people. That's why the short squeeze worked out perfect in this situation. And this was a lot deeper than just a short squeeze. But these 100,000 for volume on any given day, 30,000, 31,000, right? These people were holding on to the stock. Much the same way as AMC, even though they have a lower float compared to AMC, it works the same exact way. And if you're in AMC right now, congratulations. You will be rewarded. Like it's not financial advice. You guys can do whatever you guys want. But I feel there is no way with what I am seeing right now that we will not see bullish volume come into the stock. We will not see the stock go up much higher. Some people, dude, I could clickbait you guys so crazy. And I don't try to do that, because I like to provide evidence, some kind of facts or suggested evidence, subjective evidence that does support what I'm saying. But back here when we had very low volume heading into high volume, we went up 10x back in January. When we had low volume back here in June, and literally the volume levels that we are seeing right now, a little bit lower. That one day was a little bit lower, but consecutively seeing lower volume now than we've seen back in June, we went up about 10x, a little bit less than 10x, like 9.5x. That's a big deal. I don't want to come out and make those kind of claims because it sets wild expectations. That's just, that would take the stock to $400, and I think that's going to happen in due time. But, I don't want to do you guys like that. Whoop. Out of 513 million, I own 117 shares. Don't think I'll Lambo, but that's okay. All I want to do is pay out my house and make sure my first grandkid has a nice bank when she turns 18. She is 2 months. Oh man, she's gonna have a nice bank. It's all about let me just be real with you guys. Like, AMC has grown into a sizable amount of my portfolio, right? But I'm younger. I'm 22, almost 23 years old. I've been investing since I was 18, since the moment I could. And my family wasn't about that. And you see the potential in longer term investing. You want to look at things like the short term, the mid term, the long term. Short term, 1 to 3 years. Midterm, what? 3 to 7 years. Longer term, 10 to 20 years. You want to acquire investments over time. AMC is a Kickstarter. That's what I like to think of AMC as. It really doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as it's not the long term. Not, as long as it's not 10, 20 years from now. Even if it was 1 year, honestly, it wouldn't care. And that's where it's hard, because some people have more, some people have less. I get it. If your whole portfolio is AMC, you want this thing to happen like that. But I think a lot of people miss is what I hear in my real life as well, is people want to hit one big trade and they want to get out of the markets forever. And the markets, they're one big casino. There's a lot of bad things that happen, but there's also a lot of good things. There's a lot of, wealth creation. And, I have 2 rentals in this house. I was a real estate agent. Real estate's a good route to go to. It's more hands-on. Stocks are very, very easy. Now, real estate is the best way to grow your net worth as fast as possible, but yeah, AMC crypto. I think possibly, like, putting all of the dots together, a Netflix AMC partnership looks to be, obviously we know cryptos are coming, they're saying all that, but I think that would be a big, big FOMO catalyst. Because at the same time, Netflix, that Red Notice movie, have you guys seen that movie? That was a great movie. But that movie cost $200 million to make. That was not a cheap movie. You have to recoup that cost somehow. And if you're not going to partner with AMC, you're stretching it if you want to do good numbers. Getting rich is as hard as holding on those red days. That is true. And see, I'm at the point of, like, what I buy, well, a couple reasonings, right? When I buy stocks, I'm buying them strictly for, I don't even day trade stocks like that. I day trade options if I'm going to day trade for the leverage. But when I buy a stock, whether it's SoFi, Lucid, AMC, DraftKings, AbbVie, countless other stocks that I own, only about 15 to 20. Neo, that's been a headache. But when I buy those stocks, I know the business. I'm confident in them long term. So when they fall under my averages, like DraftKings under my average, like 20%, that's when I start buying. That's kind of how I look at it. You can just acquire more, and eventually it'll go crazy. Same thing with AMC. And at these current prices, you can know that, like I said, and I can't stress this enough because nobody is saying this, but traders are gone from the stock. I guarantee none of you guys are trading AMC. Are you trading AMC? Well, technically we all are, but you're not day trading AMC. Like, that's far-fetched in my opinion. There's a lot better stocks to do that. And stop. Yeah, so I don't really know what I was just talking about. Daughter came up to me. 200 plus shares, and all I want is the new Harley or India, and the wife and kids get the rest. There we go. Hell yeah, dude. Said I want a new Harley. Bikes kind of scare me, being for real, because I got a lot of deer out here, and I don't know, would I crash if I hit a deer? I feel like I would. You gotta take her. Hi. Okay, she wants to say hi for a second. Say hi. Okay, bye. Go put her in her room, please. I just want to buy pizza. Man. Yeah, no, you're going to get plenty of pizzas, plenty of tendies, all of that good stuff. We just need the volume to come into the stock. A reason for the volume to come into the stock. And those 3 things as well. I don't know if you guys seen the videos, but about Santa Claus rally, tax loss harvesting, and the new SEC rule that are all going to come into play. Probably, hopefully by the end of this year. The rule changes, the proposed rule changes, they've been getting approved really, really fast. Like when we hear about something, it's usually a month or two. 3 months is, as long as I believe they've taken over the past year. They're trying to get stuff done fast. And it's obvious that we should all have access to short positions, that kind of data. Once that happens, that's like showing, who is essentially balls deep in short positions. That's going to cause a lot of pressure. That's going to get a lot of people excited, I think. Yeah. Yeah, you guys want to know something cool? You guys might know this, but this is what I personally do to just grow net worth, with real estate. You have to have a job for 2 years. And I just want to put this out here. Maybe you guys will take advantage of this. Have a job for 2 years, be able to buy a house. Pretty easy qualifications. That 2 years is going to be the biggest. But every year, you can buy a house for 3 to 5% down. You have to live in that house for 12 months. And then you can do that with another house and rent the old one out. And rinse and repeat. That's the best way to grow your wealth. Hands down. Hands down. $3,000, control 100,000. Property goes up 3% in 1 year. You just broke even. Goes up 5%. You just made money, and then you get to do it all again, and then rent it out. That's what I've personally been doing. But that's a good one. Yeah, that's like not a lot of people know about that. Like nobody in my personal life knows about that. See? There you go. Exactly. You guys know what I'm talking about. Then that's, easier for getting loans, home equity lines of credit, all that stuff too. Real estate after the MOASS. I feel you. How much is, got quite a few of you guys in here. Do you guys own other stocks, or is it mostly just AMC? Which, nothing wrong, Go whatever you have full faith in. That's what you should do. Buy guac at Chipotle. Oh yeah. AMC only. I like it. 3 trap houses cost. Man, to be honest, probably free. Probably like 1,000. I mean, depends. Depends how ghetto you want to get, I guess. Flint, a house just blew up. It blew out all the neighbors' windows, their front doors. There's 2x4s 2 blocks over through people's roofs. Like this house, it registered as a 3.4 magnitude earthquake. Insane. So, I mean, bad places, you can get a bunch of houses. Cheap. AMC Lucid, AMC Tesla, SBEA. Are you in crypto as well? Yeah, I'm in cryptos too, but I'm a fan of Ethereum and Bitcoin. I feel like I kind of missed out. I want them to come down a little bit. There's a lot more to go, but yeah, I don't trade options in AMC. Just not worth it. Any tips after MOASS? I'm 20 up 125% on AMC. Nice. I mean, after the MOASS, depending how much you make and what you want to do, I'm always a fan of, if you're young, work as much as you want, make as much investments as you can, and ultimately you can get to a place where you can have $20 million in a dividend portfolio that pays you $2 million a year to do nothing, or $1 million a year, whatever. That's 5%. So, yeah, $1 million a year to do nothing, and you could do that. It takes 20 years to make a fortune. The the slower way, right? AMC is kind of just it's gonna help out a lot with a lot of people. But I mean, if you stop buying it, it could go either way, because we got hodlers right now. Depending, if people do start selling, that wouldn't be good. Hopefully they don't construe the rumor and start selling. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, dividend it. I don't know. Real estate, like if I were to buy a house, you need 20% down if you're not going to live in that house for a year. So that's cool too. It's kind of less risky that way. But I like putting as little down as possible. As cheap amount of money. Control is, the most expensive asset you can with the littlest amount of money. Some metaverse stocks. Yeah, metaverse stocks are interesting. I think Roblox. That's one that has a lot of potential, but they've all ran up. Like, I own Matterport. I have a covered call on Matterport that I'm up I think I'm up 100% on. I think I'm up 100% on Matterport. A little bit more than that. Bought it at like $13, $14, and that's gonna be a good one. But it's at like almost $30 right now. It's ridiculous. I think you gotta let them chill just a second. AMC Big Gums. I'm not sure exactly who that is. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I don't know. It was bugging me at my other job when I was hearing this rumor. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's the whole reason I got on here, but we can talk about whatever you guys want, honestly. What cryptos are you guys looking into? I own ETC, I own Cardano, and I want Ethereum and Bitcoin, but, it is what it is. And I haven't looked through any of this, but some of this stuff looks cool. Like what? Cinema. I've never heard of that. I like to be very careful of cryptos that are just up and coming. I try to stay away from them a little bit. It's not bad to put $100 in. Imagine if you did that, when SHIB came out, you'd have made a ton of money. What's it called? I like looking into this stuff though. SAI? Is that weird? No. This one. Yeah, you just got to be really, really careful because crypto is not insured. So you could totally get pumped and dumped. That's the only thing that you really got to, worry about when it comes to that. I own ETC. Some of you guys might be subscribed back then. I used to make a lot of ETC videos. I think it's got a lot of value. It's not the hottest crypto. As you guys can see, this is the year. But loop ring. Yeah, there's a lot, but depends your risk level, Cryptos, it's gonna be a risky one. I wish I gotta redraw my. Man, Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. I ain't even gonna lie with you guys. Get to eat food all day. I go straight for the deviled eggs. I gotta eat a whole tray. For real. That ain't even a lie. But yeah, there's a lot of things. What you guys up to, man? Here we're all in AMC. We're all in AMC. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. See, like the trend is just ridiculous. But I mean, made by Zuck, yeah, the metaverse. That's just trippy. I mean, Zuck, dude, I've went to Facebook jail so many times for like things that are not bad. It's ridiculous. Not even politics, because they'll send you straight to Facebook jail for that. But nope, sends me to Facebook jail all the time. I'm not a fan. I actually like Facebook as a business model, but I'm not a fan of how they run the business. They got like an 85% profit margin. It's ridiculous. It would be a great company if they didn't lean different ways. And I don't get political. I think it's funny, but before, so she can start Turkey and all that. That's what I'm talking about. I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait. Yeah, you can look at the yeah, you can. I've done it before. They don't release it like quarterly. It's mostly Nancy's husband that does a lot of the trading, but you can look at when they do filings. I believe on the SEC website. I just did the other day. It's kind of weird how you got to get to it. It's when I type it in, it doesn't come straight up, so I don't want to send you guys in that rabbit hole right now. But yeah, you can look at when they do disclose things, because it's not quarterly. 30 days after they buy something, you have to. That was another rumor that was crazy. Nancy Pelosi's husband, or Nancy, buying AMC. That was a wild one. I should have clickbaited you guys with that one. That would have been good. I'm just playing. Can't be clickbaiting you guys like that. If I say something, I generally mean it. Not always going to be right. It's very hard to, with a stock that is manipulated so much, to know exactly what's going to happen. False breakout after false breakout. That's the story with AMC. Like, that is the story. If there's anything you can think back to a couple years from now, you're going to say, damn, I thought that thing was going to break out like 200 times. It looked great. Boom. Just collapsed. That's at least that's how I'll always look at it. But eventually you're rewarded. The day you plant a seed is not the day you reap the harvest. That's just how it is. You gotta patient. You gotta nurture it like a little baby. Loyalty. I said I keep waking up, so she had it, Brandy. What is up, Brandy? Appreciate you for letting my guy on here. Appreciate you. Turkey makes it all better, too. Yeah, I mean, what's up, brother? Yeah, Rishi, Vedera. I think it's good to watch other people, to get their insights. That's the thing about clickbaiting that I hate so much. Like, I might make juicy titles, but I always give some kind of thesis on why I think it's going to happen. Like with the Santa Claus rally, tax loss harvesting, all of that. If you watch those whole videos, it makes a whole lot of sense. it lines up. I don't know if it's exactly going to go that way, but it works the same way as watching other people's videos. If you agree or disagree with the thesis is the main thing, you know. So you can call a couple good ones, you'll call a couple bad ones, but if you just agree or disagree with the thesis. So I like watching a lot of people, get a lot of different opinions, sometimes something I didn't think about, you know, didn't put into perspective. Oh yeah. Hey, thank you, appreciate you, Fred Garcia. Glad you could hop on. Oh man, you guys are funny. You guys are funny. I need to get another monitor. Actually, the other one just broke. Hiding short interest. That's the thing that I think happens way too much. Hiding short interest. That is something that you can't argue. That happens, right? And short the VIX. I like what he has to say, but he's basically called this out. Like these options that are way deep out, far out, is worth so much money that it has to be some level of institutional investors that hide the short interest. That's the biggest thing that happens all the time. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. If you guys have any questions, it doesn't have to be about AMC directly. I know we did a roll call and a lot of people are fully invested, which is great, but you got to keep your emotions in check. That's the thing. You know, that's why I think a lot of people, you know, those $10,000 AMC titles, they look good. You know, they get your juices flowing, but you know, you just got to be careful of, you know, the theories and rumors that you entertain, and don't let yourself get too emotional. You got to know the trade, and that's the biggest thing. If I was fully invested in AMC, what I would want to know right now is exactly what I said earlier. If you guys are just hopped on, is that the traders, they're gone from the stock. You could ask the next guy and the next guy, how long have you been in AMC? What's your plan? When are you selling out? They're gone. They're gone. That's why we're seeing this low volume, and once you do get more volume, new volume coming into the stock, you'll get that price increase. It's only a matter of time. If we were going to crater, we were going to crater. So if you're fully invested in AMC, hopefully that does, you know, kind of resonate with you guys, give you guys some level of, you know, confidence or whatever. Not trying to like wrap it up, you know, in a package for you guys, but that's kind of along the same lines as I think. It says AMC will make to 10K even if 40% of apes sell off. I mean, there's a lot of different angles to it. You could, you know, I would probably disagree with that. If 40% of apes sold off, I would probably disagree with that. But I mean, crazier things have happened. Yeah, 32% has potential. Yeah, Aora cannabis. I got burned so bad on Aora cannabis. Like way back in the day. That's not what it is. Okay, I'm like, what? Yeah, I got burned on this thing back in the day. And it was not these prices because it had, I think 2018 over here, I got waxed. Like, terrible trade. Terrible. It was small, but terrible. Will AMC skyrocket, you think? I think it really, that's a hard question. Because if you look at the trends, we 10x back here and back here, but both of these times you had traders in the stock. Before this, before this, well, not as much before January, but there was a bankruptcy risk. So, that there was a lot of people that were willing to take profits a lot sooner, didn't want to diamond hands it to that extent. Back here, a lot of traders back in June. Now you're not seeing as many traders. So you're seeing people that are literally buying and holding the stock. That's why you're seeing these crazy low volume numbers. I never thought we would see 18 million for volume. Second lowest we've seen since before the rally in June. I never thought we'd see these volume numbers, to be quite honest with you guys. So when you talk about how high it'll rally, skyrocket, I think it's up to how long we hold on to our shares, to be honest with you guys, because we restrict the flow. If we are 80% owners of the stock, until you do see massive amount of options that expire in the money that have to be hedged for, you're not going to see any synthetic shares or any additional synthetic shares or FTDs that are going to come into the stock. That's why there hasn't been any, because on top of everything else we've talked about in this video, if you're just joining, you kind of missed some of the backstory, but you're not going to manipulate AMC right now to a very large extent. There's too many people watching you. The SEC is watching you. We could say they're not doing their job, but they don't want to discredit the market. So I could go on and on and on about this, very passionate about this. But yeah, essentially, it's very hard to tell how high the stock could go. Definitely over 1,000. Anything is on the table. Just what is your price target? What is other people's price target? Some people it's 100. Some people it's 500. Some people it's 1,000. I really don't have a price target because I don't like paying taxes. I mean, once it did go crazy, then I would ultimately sell. But, very hard to say. Very, very hard to say. I think if it makes you feel any better, I think if we were going to drop, we would have dropped already. Unless there's a really bad catalyst, something just terrible, like lockdowns again, that would push us down. That would be bad. I don't think AMC will go above 1,500 per share. Too many large holders will take profits before we get that high. Yeah, that's the thing too. And we'll have a lot of options that, would have to be basically hedged for by naked shorting. They would flood the market with shares, but it works to a certain extent, because if you have a lot of buyers that are coming in and buying those shares as well, that's where you see this whole rallies, because we've seen the $20 strikes went in the money, right here, and we had likely a lot of shares that were synthetic that were initiated, but you had more people, more volume continuously heading into the stock. 757 million for volume. They were eating up those synthetic shares, and eventually, what comes up, more comes down, but not everybody held on to those shares. That's where the issue is. People are in and out. Not everybody's going to hold on to their shares. So even if you bought twice the amount of shares that are outstanding, people by nature, if it's not a fundamental investment, aren't going to hold on to the shares. And that's the thing with this. Like, congratulations to all of you guys. I'm not saying this to stroke your ego or anything like that. If you're a part of AMC, you are like the few that has remained in your confidence levels, which is very hard to do, especially if you're fully maxed out. It's not an easy thing to do. Trust me. 10 December 17th, $60 calls. Yeah, in between December and January, that's where it's going to get really, really crazy, because we have all those options, massive amount of options. For even December, and you guys got to think about coming on Friday, a lot of these people are going to roll over these options. So they're going to sell out, take whatever money's left in the money, out of the money, probably get destroyed on those out of the monies, but roll all these over, not all of them, but you guys get what I mean, to the December 17th strikes. You're going to see this even explode coming next week. And if we do start to see price increases to the upside, you're going to see a lot of contracts go into the money really, really quick. And on top of that, tax loss harvesting. If you guys have not heard my thesis on this is a good one. See, if you're a hedge fund and you have 13,000 positions like Citadel has, or somebody else, not all hedge funds have that much. That's a lot of positions. But if you have all these positions, the market's up 30% on average. You're down, say, 100% on your short positions. call it the average short got in at $20 per share, $30 per share, whatever the number is, you're down in your AMC short position. It makes a lot of sense to sell and cover on your short position to realize those losses, to offset those losses with the capital gains taxes you'll have to pay. That's called tax loss harvesting. Any of you guys can do that as well if you lost money on a stock. I know I'm going to do that. I lost money on a couple stocks that I sold out of just because bad fundamentals, some shady stuff happening. So I sold out, and that's something I'll be able to write off against some of the gains that I've made on the year. But as well as that Santa Claus rally, a lot of people, really around, some people now start to go on vacation through November and December. Maybe if you're like Griffin, Kenny, you can afford to do that. If you got billions of dollars, you don't have to be in the office during this time. But a lot of institutional investors, they go away on vacations. Companies are earning the most revenue throughout the whole year right now. And there's a lot of speculation, people investing their bonuses. Basically, the market gets left to retail investors, and retail investors tend to be more bullish, and they tend to drive up the price of stocks. That's the Santa Claus rally. I was actually surprised about, most people haven't heard what the Santa Claus rally is. It's like Santa Claus is coming to town. It's coming to your portfolios, baby. Coming to those portfolios. Unless you're getting a bunch of coal. Nah, we don't need that. We need tendies. Fix my truck and put a new roof on my house. Any more is a plus. Now let me ask you, what's your time frame? What's your time frame? Because a roof, that's got a time frame on it. Because you'll be able to do that and much more. In my personal opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, so please don't sue me. But it all matters what the time frame is. Because that's to say, like, any of you guys could become millionaires, right? Simple. Anybody in here, all 156 of you guys could become millionaires. But how long are you going to stay the course? How long are you willing to constantly invest, no matter up and down, up and down, up and down? That's the thing with it. When you put a time frame on it, it's tough. But I think you'll do it. I got faith in you, Fat Boy 2019. I got faith. I think AMC may squeeze a month at a time once it starts ripping balloons of synthetics. That could. I don't think the movement's going away anytime soon. Short interest and such on crypto. You can go to data. Is it Datamish? I think it's Datamish. Yeah. They don't have all the cryptos, but it'll give you a pretty good representation of what's going on. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Monero, Zcash, IOTA, EOS, and Ripple. But like I said, Bitcoin, Ethereum, pretty good representation of what's going on in the overall crypto markets. I was hoping my Lucid would hit new highs so I could sell off and pick up another 50 shares of AMC. Lucid, oh my gosh, that is one. Whoo. I actually went really big on that relative to my portfolio in September 5th on my sister's birthday. Or maybe it was the day after that. I think the markets were closed, but I went really big on it. Did a lot of due diligence on it and thinking about what's the risk to reward. It made a lot of sense. So I went in. I think my average cost is $21.40, something like that. Stock market is very overvalued, I believe. Holding almost 4K shares in AMC since January. Wow, dude, 4K shares. That's gonna sit nice. That's gonna be real nice. What's your guys' price targets? That's a very important thing to talk about. Charge out of that roof. Prague. A lot of people have that one's been everywhere. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't heard a lot about it at the same time. Like I did for a while, but is this the IPO? No. Never mind. That's 2020. Yeah, it's definitely made a move. Under $1. Price target at least 1 to 10K. Yeah, so that's roughly where it'll probably go. To be realistic with you guys, we are the collective. We are the what is gonna get it done. For that, no less than 1,500 for my first 20 shares. After that, I want no less than 5K. There we go. And by that point too, playing it like that, that's the way that I'm personally going to do it. If it does go crazy, then I'll probably sell. If I go up, a couple $1,000%, and I could just sell a couple shares and get my whole investment back, that's what I would do, and just sell a couple shares, ride the rest until the very top, and then dump it off at the top. AI from Boston, crazy or feasible? I have no idea who AI from Boston is, to be honest. Is that their name? I remember you said something earlier about him saying something. Forgot. I could scroll up, but never heard of him. Volume on the 15-minute candle. How long will the squeeze last? Squeeze. Depends if we start squeezing with lower volume right now. Days to cover, if we have 90 million shares that are sold short, the days to cover is like 5. So that'd be 5 days to cover. But you're going to see short sellers coming in at the same time. Gamma squeeze, FOMO buyers. And the FOMO buyers, they are in the markets. I know you guys know that. We just looked at Longeveron. That was up 140% today, going from $3 to $40. DWAC, all these other stocks that I've been trading as well with smaller amounts that get a lot of FOMO buyers. And that's what it is. It's just they trade. And I think that's the most powerful X factor. Because like I was saying earlier, it's not a 1-to-1 ratio of like, if there's more buyers, then the stock's going to go up. If there's more sellers, the stock's going to go down. It matters on the pace of it. So if everybody holds on to their shares and has, some people are not going to. Some people are going to sell out. But that's where it ties into this thesis of people are holding on to the stock. So they're probably not going to as much. But like I was saying, don't let me get too far off topic. When you see a lot of buyers that want to get into a stock right away with the FOMO buying and not very many people selling, you're going to see the stock go up much faster on lower volume. And that's what you want to see. As the volume remains low, it's hard for shorts to get out of their short positions. If there's 10 million, that's too low. If there's 30 million shares that trade on any given day and the stock goes up 20%, that would be a huge win. That would be the best case scenario. That's what you'd want to see is 20, 30 million shares traded and the stock goes up 20%. I don't think it would necessarily happen that way. You'd have to see a lot of people not selling to see that happen. But yeah, basically, that's the gist. YouTuber AL. I feel like I should because I feel like I know almost everybody. Like, not personally know everybody, but I like to. How do I say this? Like, hear other people's opinions. Like, I don't agree with most people. Like, some people I do agree with. Some people I do agree with, but a lot of people just don't make a lot of sense either. Like the whole rumor. Like, I am not going to say any names. If you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. If you've been here since the start of the stream, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Things like that, I don't know. It's a lot more flashy to say that kind of stuff than to sit here and talk about volume. It's pretty boring, honestly. Well, I'm having a lot of fun, but it's a boring concept. Quit my job and switch to trading and back to self-employment. There you go. There you go. See, with real estate and even the other job that I have, I can trade too and do everything. I work like literally 18 hours a day. It's crazy. And I just like doing it though. So if you can do more, just do as much as possible. And then eventually AMC will hit. I don't know when. I don't know. That's a tough question. I get a lot of hate for that. I say it's coming soon, it's coming later. I just know it's coming. Blind, deaf, and dumb. I feel that though. Yeah. Some days it's like 18 hours. I shouldn't even lie to you guys. Some days it's like 16. I get like 2 hours a night to relax, and I try to fit one movie in. Like if I can do that, I'm good. But yeah, I actually do have a Twitter that I just made. I'm not exactly sure what it is, what the name of it is, and I just reset my computer so I don't have any of my passwords or anything. But I'll get it up because I want to start being more active on there too. Watch Hellbound. Yeah, I watched what I watched, Harder They Fall, I think it's called, like the Western movie. I just watched Shutter Island too. That was trippy. That was really trippy. Oh my gosh. I was blown away. Leonardo DiCaprio killed it. Should we be watching Volume as MOASS happens the day of? Yeah, I've seen Squid Game too. Yeah. I think Volume, if you guys haven't heard from the videos, I've been trying to make it, clear in basically every video. There's 3 things that matter when you're actually looking at the charts, and that's it. It doesn't matter candle formations, false breakout after false breakout. That's the story of AMC. Like any technical analysis is kind of worthless at the current moment. But the 3 things that actually do matter, the moving averages, the support and resistance, and the volume. If you get clean breaks from support, from resistance, you don't want clean breaks from support. That's not good. But if you get those clean breaks from resistance, you're passing over moving averages. You're well above those moving averages. You're seeing volume slowly start to increase. You don't want to see it go crazy all at once, but that's the main things that I would be looking at. What dates you go live, Tyler? Never seen you live before. Yeah, I used to a lot more, but I haven't been as much recently. I'm gonna try to at nights more. I'm not sure exactly because my schedule kind of rotates around a lot, but I'm gonna try to probably every night if I can, if not for sure on the weekends. But I enjoy getting on here talking to you guys. Like it ain't even about looking at the charts really. That's cool. And I did just have a lot to say today. A lot to say. And I still have more to say. I'm going to go make that video and, man, try to lay it out in the most precise, clear way. And it'd really help a lot if you guys could share the video. Just share it with one other person. Because that comment got 14 likes. Like, those were not bots. Those were actual people that believe that. And it's not going to make or break the situation. People can do what they want, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense in general. And I should probably stop ranting about it because you guys have heard this over and over again, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I've never heard something that... Shutter Island is trippy. I watched it at the theater. Oh, man. Yeah, that thing is insane. I'm like, what? I was mind blown at the end. I did not see that coming. Low volume ANC will not do anything. It's like Jimmy that has a lower flow or runs sky high on low volume days. Yep. And that's what you want to see too, is like GameStop, yeah, that does run on lower volume days because they have the lower float. It's showing you guys that there's a lot of holders of the stock. Because when there's high volume, there can't be a lot of holders of the stock. If there's, theoretically, when you're having a lot of synthetic shares going on, then you can't see higher volume. But if there's not a lot of options running into the money, then and you see low volume and a high change in price for the day, a lot of people holding the stock. That's what it's telling me right now. Crypto will be the first to squeeze. Yeah. AMC is a stock that you probably want to sell and just pay the taxes on it when it does, go through the MOASS. But other stocks, I'm a fan of borrowing against the portfolio instead of selling it. Killing the NFT. I have not actually seen that. He killed the NFT. What do you mean he killed the NFT? He killed the NFT? What you mean? Twitter. He really did? Oh, get out of here. Why am I just now seeing this? Hello all, I have a fun announcement coming this holiday weekend about one of our big December movies that's on deal, which I think many of you will like a great deal. Be on the lookout for my tweet this Sunday. Whatever could it be? Dun 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 dun. Well, that's exciting. That's very exciting. He said no. Where did Von Hands? What is going on, brother? Where did Adam Aaron say that on? That tweets or implies? Or did somebody make a video? Should I sell my AMC? No, I don't personally think so. But it's not financial advice. You guys can do whatever you guys want. I'm not a fan of Really? Oh, jeez. Wow. Well, that's not good. Damn, if they kill the NFTs. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a huge... It'll definitely add FOMO, but I don't know exactly how big of a revenue driver it'll be or catalyst in that sense. But dang, go down with the NFTs. That's wild. Is it possible to make 10K a day with 100K a day trading? Any advice appreciated? Okay, you sound like the bot in the comments. And I love you, but yes, no, yes and no. Is this your first comment, though? I gotta make sure you're not a bot. You gotta... Oh, no, you're not a bot. No, yeah, great forever. It's possible, but... You gotta have nuts of steel and emotion and no emotions. And really, like... Get lucky more than not. Honestly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I usually watch I like to watch Trey, like to watch Short the Vix, couple other guys just to get that different range of opinions, but I don't like to watch, everything. Play 10K shares, 10 cents gain, sell. Mark code. What is up, Future Whale? Future Whale, I love that. Like, I'm not a whale right now, but I'm a future whale. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Turkey time. Oh man. I actually don't like when the markets are closed. I need to learn to take a break. To be real. Yep. Thanks. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get all this due diligence around. There's a lot to go over in tomorrow's video that I want to do as precisely as possible. So I'm gonna get that around, and I guess see you guys in the next video. You guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Eat some turkey, relax with the family. If you guys want to see that video, it'll be tomorrow around 10-11 a.m. Not exactly sure what time, but yes sir, we'll be in there like swimwear. Enjoy your guys' day. Hopefully see you tomorrow or the next day in a live stream, but for sure on Friday. So alright guys, love and appreciate you guys. Thank you.